Welcome back to another episode of What's Hockey. We're going to go ahead and jump into Around That Hockey. The Jets have been on a crazy run. Keaton, you got some information you want to share with the audience about them?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately they are on quite a hot streak. I don't know if I don't know. I saw something last week. I might have mentioned it. They're like on a certain game winning streak, and it seems like they're continuing. I think they might have lost their last game, but their most recent game against the Islanders, they trampled the Islanders. Kyle Connor came back, and sure I've mentioned, but he's pretty solid. You know, he was injured for a while, and the Jets just got a star player back essentially, and they've been playing so well. Their goaltender has been playing well. Um, he's the second best goalie according to goals against average, which is pretty crazy. Put a bet on him last night and ended up working out, so even better. So he's just been playing pretty well. The Jets have been playing pretty well, and they just get Kyle Connor back. They're just going to continue playing well. I don't know.
Yeah, they won 9 of their last 10 games, which is insane.
Yeah, it's
and
yeah. I think they were on a 12 plus win streak or something, but then they lost the game before the Islanders or something like that.
Right before that 10th game, they had lost to where did it go? They had lost to the Sharks. Oh, the Canadians on December 18th, and since the 18th. Starting with the Red Wings, they go on a massive win streak, and from the 18th to January 13th, they're December 18th.
Oh, they lost to the Flyers on the 13th.
So that's what I'm saying. So from December 18th to January 13th, they were undefeated. They bounced back. When was it last night, and beat the Islanders. And the Islanders, I remember us talking about them when they fired their coach. They've been on quite the uptick as well. So not any pushover really. They're just playing well, and now they're leading the Central Division in that's the division that Texas is.
They're leading the league
with points.
I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, they are.
They're 62, and I think
the Bruins
everybody
are
else
60. The Canucks have 62 as well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But I think they might have
they have one more
games
to play over the Canucks.
So I mean, yeah.
But as far as division standings, they've just
they have the best win percentage. I think that's what that is.
Got you.
So,
yeah, they just passed Colorado, and the Stars are behind. So the Stars.
Well, I think the Colorado have played more games, right?
2 more,
or at least before they played.
Colorado's played 2 more games,
even better.
And they're 1 point behind Winnipeg, the Jets, and Dallas has played the same amount of games as Winnipeg, 43, but they are 5 points behind the Jets right now. So. And this.
I mean, it's because you guys lost that one game that you probably shouldn't have lost.
Well, the thing too is, and we don't have to jump right into Stars news too, but they've been battling some injuries as well. And I can talk about that in a second. But yeah, no, Winnipeg has been going crazy. I know in terms of goal difference for the season, they're now second in the league, I believe. And the Canucks just started so hot. You can't just make up 3 months of goal difference in, like we said, that 1 month stretch, but they have been climbing up the rankings. They're almost there, which is insane.
It's also pretty crazy, the Oilers, their climb. Ever since they fired their coach and Connor McDavid getting back, they've just been on a win streak.
The Islanders? Oh, no, that's the Oilers. Sorry.
Oilers.
My fault. I always get the Islanders and the Oilers confused. They got to change one of those names. And a logo. They're too similar.
Potentially, bro. They're not that similar, bro.
Nah. Who am I thinking?
They're just circles.
They're just circles. Why you got circles in your logo?
What?
I don't know.
I feel like the Buffalo Sabres.
And they're both blue and orange.
Edmonton.
Don't give me that. They're similar.
All right.
So their uniforms are close.
But anyway. But yeah, I mean, I don't know when I looked at it last. It was probably October, maybe December. But still, I mean, the Oilers, they were 7th of the league at one point.
Yeah.
Or 7th in their division, rather, not the league. But, I mean,
now they moved up to
coming
4th.
Up from 7th to 4th. They're pretty good, and they have a pretty solid differential. I mean, they've, lost a few games, but that's just accredited probably to the horrible coaching staff they had earlier.
So they're 6 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights, who are second in that division. You're fighting for a wild card spot. I mean, that's probably where the Oilers end up if they can, continue what they're doing. Because the Canucks are just so far ahead. I don't think you can win that division. But they have 4.
And the Kings have been slipping too.
And that's right. The Kings lost last night to the Stars, and it was a beatdown, really. And so, no, but the Oilers also have 4 more games to play over what the Golden Knights do. I'm not saying they're going to win 3 of their next 4, but if they do that, they're tied with the Golden Knights. So they're definitely improving much compared to what they started with. And now it makes sense why you fire that coach so early in the season. You have a chance to turn it around and make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's not like the Sharks who still suck.
I feel like that's our weekly Sharks dumping. Now, to be fair,
yeah, I mean they're pretty bad.
They're not the best, that's for sure. But you know what's funny? So Winnipeg, we talked about that streak in their last loss before the one a few nights ago, before the one on the 13th to the Flyers. January 13th, you go to December 18th, they lose the Canadiens. Well, you go to December 12th, the Sharks beat the Jets. So it's a weird thing in hockey. And then you go to January 4th, the Sharks and Jets play again, and it's 2-1. The Jets do win, but it is an extremely tight game. And so the Sharks, as bad as they've been, it's like any given night, something can happen. And the Sharks kind of play that way too. I remember when they played y'all a few weeks back, it was back and forth. Y'all pull it out in overtime, right? Or right before overtime, but it was right before overtime, and then y'all get recent game. And then y'all get an empty net goal to put it away. But it was an extremely close game. So the Sharks, as terrible as they've been, at least as terrible as they started, their offense is pretty good. Their offense has picked it up, and so they're for the worst team in the league. It doesn't seem that bad. I almost feel like the Ducks are now the worst team in the league compared to what the Sharks have been doing. And I know the Ducks are above them by 7 points, but I think that's just that month-long, 2 months start to the season was so bad. It's, again, hard to make it up in 1 month. But that's a team that you can't just expect to beat, honestly.
I mean, but the beginning of the year, they had a differential of around -40, -50. They're up to -94 now. So
I think that was -40 in the first month. After the second month, they were up to -80. And so to only go to -90 in 1 month, that's good for them.
Well, it's not over.
Hey, man, y'all had a competitive game against them, so unless you just want to say y'all took the night off.
I'm not saying it. We're trash, dude. It's fine. But we still win games somehow. I don't know. We won the last, I think, 3 out of 4, maybe 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
Lost to the Oilers, but we lost in overtime, so that isn't as bad as far as points are concerned. So, I haven't been doing that bad.
No, for sure.
Tampa Bay Lightning have been slipping down, so we're neck and neck with them technically, but we have 1 less game played.
You're necking with them?
Ultimately, we could. Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I said. So,
and y'all do have one extra game to play.
Might end up making to the playoffs.
Y'all would need a lot, though.
What do you mean?
To get that wild card
We're
seed?
In the playoffs. We're in the playoffs right now. If the season ended, yeah, dude, no, take a look. All right, we're number 1 in wild card, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Let me give it a look. See, you could be making this up.
This guy doesn't, bro. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. I've got stats. If the season ended today,
yeah. Dang, the Penguins are only one.
Doesn't want to believe it.
Okay, so the Penguins have 1 game under you, and they're 1 point behind you. The Capitals also have 1 less game played than you. They're 1 behind you. Islanders have 1 less game than you. They are. I'm sorry. Hold on. These points aren't. What is happening here? Okay, here are the points. Islanders have 1 less point than you. Yeah, I don't know. This article kind of sucks. You have a lot of teams hovering around you, so y'all definitely got to close strong. You made it sound like you're like we're number one in the standing. Like you had a 5.
We are, bro. If the season ended today, that's what I said. We are number 1 for wild card spot, bro. Get the fuck out of here. You're the one that's trying to discredit what I'm saying.
I am. No lie. And as it currently stands,
just hates the Red Wings.
Y'all are all right. As it currently stands, the Stars would be in the playoffs as well, being third in their conference.
That's
not
crazy,
a wild
dude.
card team.
Okay, has to be so much better. Did you guys lose to a wild card team?
I'm sure. I'm sure. I think here, let me pull that right back up. The Predators are a wild card team right now. Dude, that is a dangerous team. I know they started slow. We talked about an article a few weeks ago where they were being credited for, a turnaround. And their last 2 months, the Preds have been insane. And
they've been pretty well.
Yeah, so that's a team I definitely don't want to run into in the playoffs. I know we got them that one game where we scored 2 in the last 15 seconds, but since then I think they beat us twice, including a game on.
They got redemption,
they
bro.
did, including a game on Friday night that I attended, and that was brutal, mind you. So we can shift from around the hockey to Stars and Red Wings talk. So the Stars have been dealing with some injuries. Miro Heiskanen was injured on January 4th against Colorado. The very next day, we played the Preds, lose by 1. And he hasn't been back yet. He's week to week. They're expecting him to potentially come back during their road trip this upcoming week. But if not, then the All-Star break happens the week after, and we'll see him then. So, I mean, it's tough sledding for our defense right now. And then Scott Wedgwood goes ahead and gets hurt Saturday night, I believe it was, in Chicago. And so we recalled, was it Murray? Dang, I'm terrible with my memory is all over the place. But we recalled our Texas Legends goalie, Texas Stars goalie.
Nice, dude.
Brought him back up. Ottinger's back, but I mean, I believe it's a groin injury. They finally specified, and being that it's a groin injury and the goalie tends to stretch a ton and slide back and forth, that groin is being worked.
That doesn't happen.
You definitely don't want to force too many games, so we're probably going to see Murray play a good amount, but having Wedgwood go down, and I believe Wedgwood has the same injury or a similar injury, it's just not the best timing, but yeah, I mean, that's what we're dealing with. The Stars in the week since we last spoke, went ahead and beat the Wild on Wednesday, 7-2, gave them a round 1 beatdown. We played the Preds on Friday night. Like I said, I was at that game, dude. It was pitiful offense. Like, we couldn't get anything going. And the Preds, every time they entered our zone, it felt like they scored. So that was brutal. I had some Predator fans in front of us. It was like a family. This mom kept turning around every time my sister cussed. I'm like, you're at a sporting event. I don't care if you're with kids. Your kids are going to hear it. And then the Preds, when they finally, I think they scored their 5th goal or 6th goal, and he turns around and like celebrates at us. I really almost, I was just like, all right, turn around. No, I'm not the most physical, but I was about to say, like, bro, I'm gonna start cussing more. I'm gonna teach your kids some cuss words tonight if you don't turn around. But but that hit me after the moment. I was just like, turn around. I'm done. Turn around. But yeah, I really should have started cussing up a storm just so those kids are. They got to become adults at some point. I mean, if you want to keep turning around and celebrating, I'll have your wife get mad at you, not me. And so shut up or I'll cuss. And then I don't know why I just went on that big tangent. The Stars then go on to beat the Blackhawks the very next night in Chicago. And then last night they went ahead and played the Kings and beat them 5-1. I think it was 3-1 entering the third, and we scored 2 in 60 seconds or something like that. And so it was good to dominate again, but yeah, with Heiskanen being out, and he's day-to-day, week-to-week, and Wedgwood being out, day-to-day, week-to-week type injury, I need them back to just solidify this roster. And Heiskanen isn't just a solidifying piece; he's a glue piece. He's a big time player. I think he set a record for Stars points in a season for a defenseman last year. So he's a pivotal player on our team. So having him back would be a big plus. It might be during the road trip next week, and if not, it'll be after the All-Star break.
Classic.
How's Red Wing? How are the Red Wings doing?
I mean, since we last went over it, we are 2-1. We lost to the Oilers in overtime, but we took a good shot at the Kings and the Maple Leafs. We won 4-2 against the Leafs, and I think 5-3 against the Kings. So
Nice, dude.
shooting up those scores, looking hot. Patrick Kane got hurt. Looks like it's a lower body injury, but it's not apparently his hip, unrelated. So, that's always good because, re-injuring that would suck ass. And he's been playing pretty well, doing his thing.
Yeah, I remember.
I think ever since he got back, I think he had like 9 points in like 13 games or something crazy. And it was, pretty awesome. I mean, coming back from that injury, it was, being able to do what he can do after that. It's pretty nice. And how old and decrepit he is.
Decrepit.
Yeah, he's pretty good. And DeBrincat hasn't really been doing much, but I mean, he's always a solid player, So hopefully we can get him to start doing things. I put a bet on him to shoot less than the bet says.
Nice.
But, the under. But yeah, dude, it's pretty good. We're, again, like I said, number 1 in the playoff wild card spot. So hoping to keep hold on that. Should be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean,
to
even get
there's
out
not a
of
lot of news outside of just winning. Yeah, what's up?
I was just gonna say. So I mean, the Maple Leafs are 1 point in front of you. They also have one game ahead of you. We're approaching 40. Teams are at about like 42 to 45 games into the season. It's an 82 game season, so we're just over halfway there. So I mean, there's plenty of time for y'all to catch up to not even just be a wild card, but to take that 3 seed in the conference or in the division. So I mean, It is possible to get there.
Dude, anything can happen, bro.
Anything can happen. Do you have any? This upcoming week, I guess I'll give you my Stars predictions, and you can give me your Red Wings ones. Tomorrow night, the Stars play the Flyers. That'll be in Philadelphia. The Flyers are an interesting team. I mean, like, I swear every time I watch them, they lose, but then we just talked about how they're the last team to beat Winnipeg. And so, I mean, they're real.
The Flyers just fly, bro. What do you mean?
The Flyers just fly. So, I mean, in Philadelphia, I'll go ahead and say the Flyers fly and beat us there, especially with us missing our boy Miro Heiskanen. Then we travel to New Jersey.
Yeah,
it does. We travel to New Jersey, take on the
Devils.
Devils. I'll say we beat the Devils. That's a team I don't believe in. Then we travel to New York to take on the Islanders. It's a big road trip, and that's the very next night after the Devils game. So unfortunately, I'm gonna say on a back-to-back we lose that game, and then next Tuesday, we've got a game against the Detroit Red Wings, and that will be in Detroit actually to complete our road trip. And I say you do not win. I'll say the Stars win that game.
We'll probably win. We'll just have to score 4 or more, and then we'll win. Because I'm pretty sure that stat still stands. We're like undefeated
when y'all
in regular time.
Yeah.
Score like 3 or more, or 4 or more,
So
whatever.
give me your outlook for this week for the Red Wings.
So I mean, we play the Panthers tonight. Probably gonna lose. Not gonna lie. The Panthers look okay, but who knows? We could just be on a hot streak. We won the last 2 games at least, so who knows? Dylan Larkin and DeBrincat and Lucas Raymond, they've all been playing pretty well recently, so should be a good game at the very least. And then we've got the Canes on Friday. Should be okay. I mean, it
Chicken
looks like
tenders?
yeah, dude, the Hurricanes, and yeah, they look a little bit better than us in the last 10, but just by one game. So honestly, it's not too bad. Um, I say we'll just win, just cause. And then on Tuesday, of course, we got the game against Dallas, which we'll probably win, but
Oh,
who knows?
probably not.
You guys suck. You lost like 80 players on your team.
Two, but yeah, that's fair.
That's a lot of
How's your
players.
goalie play doing?
He's been playing pretty well. Of course, we still need some sort of a sustainable backup to Alex Lyon, but generally speaking, Alex Lyon has been shaping up a lot better than I guess he had been. Because I mean, our goalies are still pretty trash in general, but I mean, the last few games we haven't been getting scored on as much. So I've seen a few articles on like who to pair Alex Lyon with as far as just backups and getting some sort of rotation generated. Because Reimer, he's just old. He's just an old man. He needs to either get with it or get out of the league. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He was playing pretty well to start out, but he was more of a spell. So I mean, that's kind of why nobody really. You didn't really attribute to his stats. He just played like 5 games. So other than that, I always thought he was pretty solid. But the game against Sweden and the subsequent games, if has even played very much, because I don't even think he had been. Maybe when Lyon and that one dude, Billy Huso,
Oh yeah, your boy.
maybe when they both got hurt. Yeah, I don't even know what's up with that guy. Maybe he's just been a healthy scratch this entire time. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a look and see if he's even
Well, I
on
will
the team
say
anymore.
while you're looking that up, that stretch of games, the Panthers, the Canes, the Lightning, and then I'll throw in the Stars. Dude, that is a difficult stretch of games. Now, mind you, you'll be at home for the latter two against the Lightning and the Stars. And you mentioned the Lightning haven't been living up to their potential. And normally I do just come on here and say, "Oh, you think you're going to win your games?" I'm just going to say the opposite. You'll lose your games, but those are 4 tough games, man. If y'all come away with it 2-2, I think that'd be great for y'all because I mean that's difficult right there.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the playoff potential, it's going to be pretty nice to see what we pull out. I mean, I'm not super hopeful. I just say we're going to win because we're just going to
You're a
win.
homer.
But yeah, I mean that's about it. I should be good games. Sorry, I'm petting my dog real quick, and just should be a great perspective on what the later half of the year is going to look like. 'Cause, I mean, ultimately, whenever we get to that point, you never know if we're just gonna just take a few slumps because that's what we have been doing. So if we just continue to do that, then we're not going to make the playoffs. But we end up kicking it into fifth gear or something. Who
It's
knows?
possible. It's possible.
Might do anything imaginable.
Yep. Like we said, there's like 38, 40 games left for most teams, so plenty of time. And so, yeah, I mean, really, it's y'all trying to hold on to the wild card and not lose it. Stars trying to deal with these injuries and make it through as well. So we'll see. There's plenty of time.
And hold on to a playoff spot. You never know if the what was the
Well, and
Coyotes
the
are right behind
Preds
you
could
or
come
something.
up and take that
Oh
spot
yeah,
too.
Nashville.
So I mean, it's definitely got to.
I mean they're kind of far behind.
But
You
the
guys,
run
so
they've
it's
been
not.
on has been insane. And again, they beat us twice in that stretch. So it
It's
is.
because you guys suck.
Thank you. That 8 points could honestly be erased in a month, and there's at least 2 months to go. So
I mean, yeah.
it's up in
Just
the
all
air.
really depends. I mean, you guys could just take a bunch of losses and they could just win.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's crazy how that works, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Not much. I mean, hopefully Bedard gets back. I saw some stuff about his jaw, and he's back to skating. But other than that,
Gotcha.
should be pretty cool to see what the rest of the league gets gets involved.
For sure. All-Star break is
Avalanches.
2 weeks from now. And so, I mean, that'll be a fun time for the league. And we can talk about it more next week when we have more info on it.
Yeah, dude. Because I have no
I don't think they've
information
announced most
about
of the participants for like the skills competition and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Yep.
Well, this has been another episode of What's Hockey. Thanks for listening.
Yep. Peace.